Hello. First, I want to thank you all for tuning in and for all of the ones who have watched my video and responded with such positive feedback. That's really encouraging. So here's my second video for you. When I did the first one, hadn't really talked much about the ARC. I just, touched on how Jeffrey Jackson and the elders' testimony was unacceptable and showed me that something was seriously wrong with the organization and spurred me to actually do research outside. I want to kind of go back to the ARC and talk more about the issues that brought up with the child sex abuse and how that just proves to me that this is not God's organization. The ARC showed that they have a 2-witness rule, which they are standing by. That means they have to have either 2 people who have been abused by the same pedophile, or there has to be 2 people who were there for the actual crime to be considered by the body of elders to have a judicial committee established. And if they don't have a judicial committee established, then they leave it in Jehovah's hands. That they trust that he will bring out the truth. They put no trust in the civil authorities, the police, and all other professionals. And this has led to victim blaming. There's many situations where the pedophile has not been punished either by law or by the organization, yet the organization has punished the abused. Take, for instance, a 14-year-old who was abused and was disfellowshipped for that act, but the pedophile wasn't. And they weren't taken to the police. Oh, this is one of those things that really riles me up. To think that this is happening. There's no excuse for it. There's no reason for this to happen. And so that's one aspect of it. For them to deal with the victims so unlovingly and to compound the abuse and the trauma even further by their way of handling it. Not only that, there's the fact that the accuser, the person that's been abused, has to go before their abuser and face them. That's totally contrary to anything that makes sense. How traumatic! That just traumatizes the person over again. And they also don't allow, say you have a female victim, they don't allow another female to be supportive of them through the process. And all these things are just, they're unacceptable, inhumane, and they won't take it to the police. The police are trained to find out the truth, to look for evidence, and you got to give them a chance to do that. The elders aren't trained. They're not detectives. Sometimes I think they like to play a detective. They usually get it wrong, but so those are all the things that scream out to me. This can't possibly be God's organization if that's how things are handled. They're pulling up a 2-witness rule from the Old Testament. They pick and choose what scriptures that they'll listen to. In the same Old Testament laws, they had to have adulterer got stoned to death. They don't do that now. So so the reasoning is completely, they're twisting it and taking it out of context to suit themselves. And I just wonder, is this just because there has to be a bigger reason behind it? Something else is behind all this, and I hope someday that the bigger reason will surface. And that's, I can't really expound on that because I don't have any evidence, but it's just a hunch that they're hiding something bigger because of this pedophile issue. And it's pretty serious, and anybody who learns about it and can still remain a Jehovah's Witness, the cognitive dissonance is really kicking in. I know the first time I learned about it, and I'll talk about this on another video a little bit more, was 12 years ago, and my cognitive dissonance kicked in, and I still regret that to this day, that I read some experiences and I didn't take them seriously. I didn't understand what was going on completely. It disturbed me. And I think what I said to myself was, obviously false accusations are worse than getting to the truth or something. I look back and that's what I say, is what I was thinking. I thought, Jehovah will handle it. I said that to myself. We have to leave it in Jehovah's hands. Now that doesn't cut it. When it comes to child abuse, that's never going to cut it. Okay? There may or may not be a God, but it's certainly not this Jehovah that they talk about. And, there's no reason to allow child abuse and to perpetrate that abuse further with messed up policies. So that's what really is really important to me. There's a lot of other things about this organization, but that's the one that is causing so much distress, depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, suicide, all these mental health issues, and then the ultimate sacrifice of people killing themselves just because they've been abused and it hasn't been handled, and they haven't been given what they need from the organization that has told them, we are God's people, we are loving, God is love, we are, it's all lies. And all these people who are coming out and are saying what has happened to them are not mentally diseased. They are beautiful, brave, strong people who deserve for us to listen to them and to believe them. And we have to keep doing that. And they deserve somebody to speak up for them when they can't speak up for themselves. So I hope more and more people can help raise their voices so that this is heard throughout the whole world, to know that this is not right and we will not tolerate it. Anyhow, yes, thank you for watching, and I'll hope I get this uploaded tomorrow. And you have a really, really great day, night, evening. Love you all. You're all special. And you mean something. So, to me, I care about you all. Take care. Bye.